Matthew Allen is going to take the knock in the middle of the ground with Retton, Camporelli and Bradley. How'd you like to be facing that quartet?
Well, Stephen Silvani was having a few shots for goal during the warm-up, so there was a giveaway that he was going to go forward. Allen in the ruck against Spider, who was inspirational last week. Bradley just continues to defy logic, continues to play well. Camporelli is going to be one of the danger players today. Kicks inside 50, Beetham. Whitnell does well, extra bulk. Just speared out the ball to Hume. And his quick snap has hit the behind post for a toss back in. In fact, on the full, so therefore it's a free kick. And Aussie Jones wastes no time and belts the ball back. Been marked by Trianides.
That's where the Saints have the work cut out right out of the middle. They've really got to do their best to shut down the Rattons and the Bradleys as best they can.
Fraser Gehrig just wobbled that ball to 50. Hamill, be an interesting day for Aaron Hamill, playing against his old club today. Overrunning the ball, McKay, Koutafidis.
Looking sharp, the Blues.
And Camporelli running hard. The Blues coming off a very poor performance last week for Vola. Rockets it to McKay, runs the 35 and closes and bangs it through.
Well, they look sharp, the Blues. All their good players have had an early touch very early in the match to make any definitive comments, but they look as if they're very, very sharp. Their body language and their disposal very early in the piece has been good, except for perhaps that one, but they mopped up pretty well there. And it was good to see Favola getting a touch early in the piece. He's missed a lot of footy this season with, I think it was a knee injury. May have been a shoulder injury, but he's back. And a good hand set up the goal. Second shot at goal for the Blues.
Just his second goal for the season to Andrew McKay, coming off half back. Allen got good height, the Blues now, with Porter and Allen back in the side. Koutafidis has started on the ball. Hamill gets the boost to Thompson, acting skipper. The kick's a poor one. He's strutting his stuff now in defence. Andrew McKay. Hickmott comes away from half back and drills it to Lappin, so he'll get the booze as well.
Oh,
he also played with St Kilda. So we've got both supporters today. Someone to boo. Lappin. Second possession goes wide. A beautiful kick. Finds Allen. So the Blues still with a chance to make the top four. They've got to win today. And there's a strong mark for Bowler.
You'd have to say it's a bit of a mismatch there with Aussie Jones on for Vol. It's a bit of a worry early, and they're going to have trouble actually matching up effectively. As we see the contest there, one-on-one, he's not going to have much of a chance, Aussie Jones. He's a big, strong lad for Vola. And the Blues...
Well, you can't have that as a matchup. You can't have it as a matchup.
Not good enough, but their alternatives. Let's see what the alternatives are.
Matthew Young's got a bit left in him from yesterday.
The first alternative would be someone taller for Vola from 48 metres. Now Silvani is clapping. That's a goal.
Well, I wouldn't mind suggesting that Justin Platt might not be a bad alternative as a player to take on for Vola. In fact, he may be going to him as we speak, but that's a great start to the Blues. They've probably set up their structure, certainly in the midfield, as good as they can get it, with Allen, Bradley, Ratton and Camporelli starting in there. And really the number one ruckman in the competition, in my opinion, Peter Everett, is going to have his work cut out today. He's really going to have to flush a few of these hits to give him a bit of a chance out of there. But the signs are already ominous for the Saints.
I've always felt, Jared, that Favola is a very good player, and maybe the spotlight of kicking those 12 goals just didn't do his career much good at that stage.
Didn't help him at all, but he's an interesting looking Baker with different hair.
And Hudson.
At least he's got a choice.
Finds Moyle, goes to ground. He was off, lost control. Franchina. Attacking the ball hard was Begley. He's got a lot of ability for the Saints. And he's caught high. And Hamill will take the free kick. They've got long memories at Carlton. And maybe John Elliott is leading the cheering and the booing. Hamill, 55 metres out. It's a poor kick. Pack of players. Whitnell got his hands on the ball. Milne can kick a goal.
He loves the mop up, doesn't he, Jared? He just is there. He's at the foot of the packs. He never flies, very, very rarely flies for the mark and test. He does what he does best, stays at ground level.
Yep.
And that'd be poetry in motion for a player. Great champion like yourself, KB, used to live and die off those little crumbs at the foot of the pack. Milne's very good at it. Look at his front and square positioning there is exceptional.
Well, he had no one on him. It just snuck out the back.
His opponent had actually gone up in the air for the contest and just wasn't able to force through. We've seen it a few times already this round of football on the goal line. Ball not being forced through and goals being kicked.
Milne's booted 23 goals for the season. He's come off the rookie list, so he's certainly done a job for the Saints. Hamill, good hands. Does well. Strength just to roll the shoulders. Everett inside the centre square. Penetrating kick. Milne again. A shove out. He's quick. The dancing feet of Milne. Takes him on 50. Pumps the ball back. Here's a chance. Blake on the stretch.
Well, there's a problem with Stephen Milne. He's way too quick for Dean Rice. And Rice is playing for maybe even his future over the next few weeks. He's a veteran. He's been a star player for the Blues and for the Saints. And he just got left in the wake of Stephen Milne, who's had a good 2 minutes. This kid can play. Keep your eye out for him, Saints supporters. He really can play.
Straight through the centre. Scores a level.
He's got plenty of talent, hasn't he, young Blake? He's took the mark at full stretch there. It's just young Milne there. The times I've seen young Milne play this year, he just really picks the right option. But you see here, working Rice just under the ball, gave him just half a chance, and he was able to swoop. And just a very good decision. There are options in a bit shorter. You can see there that Moyle was possibly a choice, but top of the goal square, and Blake finishes it off. That's good football to the Saints, and a couple of very quick, very good replies.
If you look at Everett and Baker together, they look like they've changed wigs.
Well, since Grant Thomas has taken over, there's only been the one real bad performance by St Kilda, and that was against the West Coast Eagles. They could have pinched the game against Port Adelaide last week. Maybe they're going to test the Blues today. Camporelli, third possession, rockets the ball, finds Bradley, the ball carrier and the playmaker, inside 50. Porter, one hand, couldn't take it. Big pack of players. Plapp pushed over the line by Favola. Toss back in. Well,
Jones continues to go with Favola. I'm sure Wayne Britton will try and get them in a one-on-one situation in the goal square and just get the ball in and let Favola take the marks. On the other hand, Grant Thomas will be hoping that Aussie Jones will just continue to run off him and expose him in out of defence.
Looks like Begley may have gone to him now, Jared.
Well, they need a bit more height. Thompson works hard during the midfield, and Fraser Geary sets it up to Aussie Jones. We can give the Saints some run. It was a good kick. Peckett needs good hands. Goes to ground. Got to keep your footing. Hamill looking very sharp. He's fired up against his old side. The kick's a poor one. That came from Begley. Marked by Whitnell.
Different position now, centre half forward. Lance Whitnell just took that in his hands, just waiting in the space across half-back.
Lappin. I've been looking for Ratton. Hickmott pinched it. Pumps the ball along. Silvani. Getting back strongly was Koschitzki. Young man's got a big future. Baker hits the ball hard.
Well done.
Fraser Geary to Peckett. Weighed up the options and did it well. Finds Moyle. Across half-back. Puts Baker under a lot of pressure. Good clean hands went out. Moyle, centre wing. McKay, magnificent. The consummate defender comes away, sets it up to Silvani. He'll run to 50. Silvani, he'll need a bounce. Across the face, Koschitzki should be happy to take the ball over the line. Young man did well to keep it in. It was dangerous. Finds Plapp.
It was dangerous. It wasn't a good composure. He just stood up in the tackle there and was able to dish it out.
Moyle to Delaney. So the Saints finding some loose players. Here's again Blake, who's already kicked a goal. Hamill wants it short. Delaney belts the ball back. It was a poor kick.
That's just indiscriminate, wasn't it? Not even to the favoured side of his teammate. It's disappointing for his teammates to see him not give the forwards a chance.
Blues are too tall. They've acknowledged that. Porter's coming from the ground and Houlihan on. Needs somebody at the feet. That three going up for one ruck contest.
Koutafidis, Silvani was pulled off the ball. There's no free kick. Baker was very desperate. And Plapp, just shocking kick. The Blues should kick a goal. They've got the numbers. Houlihan finds Hume, 35 metres out, should hurt the Saints, and he's missed.
Well, it's an area of his game that just hasn't improved enough over the years. Everything else has. He's now a quality senior player that can do a role for the Blues, but the fact that he doesn't put those away does hurt him and prevents him from going up another notch as a player. It's 2 shots. He should have had 2 goals.
Delaney finds Blake, who's causing the Blues some trouble in this first term. Peckett. The run will come from Geary. So the Saints looking pretty sharp. Franchina running with the flight. Marks in front of Callahan.
Sorry, Covered. I think Callahan realised he was the target there and was just caught unawares.
There's some good signs here for St Kilda. The Blues have started well, but it looks like the Saints are actually going to test themselves today. They're being very attacking. Good hands by Thompson. Moyle's been handy also. On the stretch, Wolf couldn't take it. Hamill, the tackler, wants a free. Callahan is a goal kicker. This could bounce. Whitnell takes it through for a behind, scores a level.
Got some good talent in this St Kilda lineup. We talk about the Begleys. Jared mentioned Blake. That young man Wolf is Daniel Wolf is a good likely type as well. So the Saints have got some good young talent to hang their hat on going forward.
Camperelli finds McKay. They'll share the ball to Bradley, who always seems to be the link player. Tries to set it up. Looking for Prendergast. Takes the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Baker on Ratton, and Baker's just pushing him around, and Milne comes in and has a bump and a push. You'll find out that that's not the way to treat one of the great players of the competition. Ratton's just sized him up.
And in comes Lappin as well, so a free kick will go to Baker.
Oh, silly.
Because he was shepherded off the contest.
Well, Lappin was doing the right thing there. But it just was too far off the ball and too blatantly obvious to the umpire.
Thompson to centre-half forward. Hamill was looking for the free. Beaumont gets good support from McKay. Whitnell. Cross half-back's a poor kick. Thompson.
Oh, free kick.
Should have been a free kick that time. To Hickmott, who's in the back. Lappin continues to run hard, sets it up. Bradley, he'll be looking for Allen, who should just amble into goal. A casual bounce. He might go short. He's drilled it. Well, Favola was in close. Not quite certain whether he saw him at all, Paul, but he decided to kick the goal himself.
Did the right thing, I think, KB. He had plenty of time to steady, settle himself and kick through the ball. He enjoyed that, the big fella. He's missed a lot of footy. Great to see him back. And to see him covering the sort of ground he's covered here. He's run through the corridor. Everett's been drawn to the man with the ball there. And now he's got plenty of time. He sized it up. And why try to overpossess in that situation? 30 yards out, bangs it through, and acknowledges his teammate upfield. So Matty Allen back, and if he gets this man running into some good form later in the year, the Carlton side will find another gear. He's a great player.
Would have liked to have seen Andrew Thompson just punch that ball strongly from behind.
Did you think the second time that he landed on Hickmott's back there was a free kick?
No doubt about that. And here's the run of Allen that Paul Salmon's been talking about. Silvani, the ball drops short, Clapp playing in front. Drives the ball long. He's looking for Koschitzky.
Oh,
he's got it.
Doesn't that show he's got class, that kid, just in that passage of play?
Thompson from centre wing to the half-forward line.
Kick.
And was looking for Blake, showed a lot of courage, kept his eyes on the ball. Hamill was pulled off the ball. Hamill working hard.
Threw that out.
Trying to prove his detractors wrong. And Hickmott also with Moyle. So there's a bit of feeling in this game.
Well, Aaron Hamill, the supporters are getting into a bit here, and there's that contest. That's great courage there.
Has there been a rule come down, KB, that you're only allowed to pay 4 or 5 free kicks each?
Well,
you've got there's a premium on them. 12 only on Friday night. And if that wasn't a free kick, then the game certainly changed.
Hamill again, the bottom of the pack. Moyle, centering kick. Wolf playing in front. Milne, the danger man, just shoveled it out. Callahan, quick snap. He's off target and through for a behind.
It was a little Milne again. He's being Ratton at it. And but I just really think that kid at the foot of the pack, he's just very composed. Again, he almost created another goal.
Yeah, Dean Rice is going for the ball, which is fair enough if you get it. But if you leave a kid like Milne, who's will-o'-the-wisp out there, you're going to get hurt on the board.
Bradley to Hume, drills it.
Oh, lovely.
And finds Favola. Now the hard running comes from Houlihan, so Beetham will just have to hold him up on the mark. That was poor play by Beetham. You must hold him up. Plunkett drills the ball down. Whitnell looks dangerous. Gehrig did well. Clapp needs clean hands. Kicked off the ground by Whitnell. Plunkett from 50. Just wobbles the kick forward. Driven into the ground. That's a free kick. They'll pay advantage and the Saints will come away. Koschitzki to centre wing. Moyle have to go. It was a poor kick in the end. It set it up to Dean Rise, who tries to drill it and he finds Koutafidis.
Just the turnovers that hurt them, don't they? Just skill errors.
That was a magnificent kick by Koutafidis.
Hurting both sides though, Fish. I reckon Carlton's disposal's been shocking too for a side of their capabilities.
There's a good example. Hume bounces around and kicks a goal.
Well, they were able to mop it up. Sauce gave them a chance. He kicked it straight back to a St Kilda player. Bounced out of the hands of Darren Hume. When he didn't have much time to think about it, made it look easy.
But just a timely discussion about the skill areas here. I'm sure that pass was on, but as you said, Jared, that's good mopping up by Hume. And, well, instinctive football there. Found the two big sticks, and the Blues just put a little bit of space back in this game. Saints letting themselves down a little bit going forward at the moment.
Koschitzki on Houlihan's an interesting one.
Carlton by 11 points, just under 9 minutes left in this first quarter. Hume, desperate play that time by Thompson, sets it up. Gehrig, the big spider. Hamill didn't hit him, missed the target. Now he's got to try and get past McKay. Very few players do that. Allen flicked the ball out. Plunkett was desperate. Whitnell at the bottom of the pack. Been pinched by Hudson. They'll backtrack, conceded ground. Beetham finds Koschitzki, who finds Fraser Gehrig.
Allen coming off, Porter on.
Spider's going to mark. He'll be shooting from 48 metres.
Well, Spider found himself with space there for the simple reason, as Jared just said, Matt Allen not brought himself off the ground, was leaving the ground, left Everett with plenty of time and space on his own, and he found the right hole. So it's a good play by Everett. But just Carlton then caught in the transition.
It's been 26 goals for the season. Big Spider from right on 50, leans back, unloads, right to the line. Kicks a goal.
Well, it was a good goal, good kick for goal, Spider, and he took the opportunity there, as I said. No one left the ground. Porter came on, but they had an earlier opportunity through Spider, so I think he redeemed himself because the gift to Hamill was ordinary. And Carlton almost turned it over again. But here's Gehrig pushing up the ground, providing a bit of run. And there's Spider, who's found all the space in the world. He had all the time. So a good goal and a good response from the Saints here. They've bitten back twice now when Carlton threatened to just move away and take a little bit of a ascendancy in the game.
Porter's on the ground, as you can see. Allen off.
Saints drag it back to a 5-point ball game.
Koschitzki's had a good start, KB. He's already touched it 6 times. So's this bloke, had plenty of it.
Hume out of the centre square. Favola was the target. Whitnell. Second grab. So loose Carlton players. Camporelli wants it short. Shakes his head in disgust. Finally it finds Ratton.
There seems to be a little bit of confusion, Jared, amongst the Saints players about who's responsible for who at the moment. And it's bringing them undone forward. They just need to, in those occasions, take the nearest bloke possible, and rather than trying to sort out who their man, direct the punt is.
Swapped Thompson and Baker, because Thompson looks as if he's on Ratton.
Ratton from 45 metres. Now it's kicked up behind. No, it's a goal. Well, that nearly shaved the post, but it has snuck in.
The lack of euphoria, I think, says a bit, KB. It's almost as if Carlton know they've just got to get the job done here. It's a game they've just got to win the 4 points. There's no jumping around for joy as if they kicked a big goal against the Bombers or one of the other top sides. This is real blue-collar stuff for Carlton, and therefore at this time of the season it's a difficult assignment. St Kilda, they're still playing well. They're taking the challenge up to them.
Well, Carlton don't want to take the Saints too lightly, because I've been impressed with St Kilda's desperation in this first quarter. So we have got a game. Moyle in front of Hickmott.
Clever.
It was clever play. It's been handy also in this first quarter. He's looking for Callaghan. Too much carry on the ball. Great hands from Wolf to Callaghan, can kick a goal and has nailed it.
Wasn't that a beautiful piece of football there by the Saints players?
This is what I like also. A lot of players running to each other, you know, patting on the back. A lot of congratulations, trying to generate some
genuine,
spirit.
isn't it, too? It's
Seems genuine
enthusiasm. That was a great play on the wing there.
Good hands here by Wolf.
Good hands, good flick around and good give there by Wolf. As you're right, KB. And Callaghan under pressure was able to have the composure to steer it through.
You saw Anthony Franchino. He jumped in the air, took himself out of the contest. His man stayed on the ground, doubled back. He had to take the body of the man who kicked the goal with him.
Just over 6 minutes left in this first quarter. 31 plays, 26. Here come the Saints. Koschitzki having a very good opening term. Now Aussie Jones now is starting in the back pocket, now playing on the half forward flank. Hickmott stands and delivers. Kudafidi's a target. Koschitzki would have liked to have seen a big fist then, Jared.
Yep.
Playing against a pretty good player in Kudafidi's. And that big fist back into play gives on ballers the opportunity to pounce on the ball. It's always a sign of strength.
Baker on Ratton, he's going with him. Ratton's pushed to the forward line.
Everett and Porter. Everett. 456 tap-outs coming into this game today. Now Beetham, not quite certain what he's doing. What's going through his mind? Absolutely nothing.
Oh dear.
Ratton to Houlihan. The turnover can hurt the Saints, and for Vola in front. Little chance then for Begley.
He was lost there, wasn't he, young Beetham? And
he was given a fair opportunity by the umpire.
There was nothing in the corridor.
How'd you get rid of this?
Well, he got the handball off, but
I'm not quite certain whether he made contact with the fist.
He made contact.
Favola is a very good kick from right on 50. Starts to spin it back. It could bounce through. Wrong side. Lappin, quick snap. He's kicked the goal. The danger man.
He is, isn't he? That's just what he's all about. That's signature Matty Lappin there. The contest was far from over. The bounce, as KB called it, was nearly going to go through for a goal, but you see Favola's kick here. Just a bit of a helicopter-looking ball there into the goal square, and look at that. That's just Lux a fortune. There's nothing more to it than that. But good, skillful kick around the corner. But finally saw it through. But Beetham up on the wing there. Just was all at sea. Unfortunately, you just got to get boot the ball, don't you? Get long, get into the forward line. If in doubt.
Matthew Lappin has booted now 40 goals for the season. Callaghan. Dirty Harry working hard. Beetham. Can he make amends? Can he atone? Goes to ground. Hamill. Callaghan. Koschitzki.
Getting a heap of it. Is
just
this
cool under pressure.
Dangerous.
Sets it up to Milne.
Oh,
great mark. Dean Rice, very experienced player, used his body well. Fraser Gehrig, certainly that should have been a free kick. That must have been too high over Gehrig's shoulder. Whitmore marks on centre wing. He's covering a lot of ground. Short to Hickmott. To Houlihan. Still inside the centre square for the Blues, 6-1-37. The Saints 4-2-26. And Lappin again in front of Delaney. Quick hands. Beaumont has had a stellar season. He's looking for Kudafides, and Fraser Gehrig does it well.
Excellent defensive work by Gehrig. A few players would have had the speed to close.
Surely that's a free.
You don't get free
Too
kicks
high.
these days. He's already done his quota of 4 for the game, KB.
I saw him put his whistle to his mouth, but it just didn't make connection.
Kudafides. Camporelli, the juggler, had it and lost it. Goes to ground. Koschitzki. Make that over the top is Blake. And it's all tied up on 50. There's been a bit of feeling in this game. Delaney and Lappin. Some feeling earlier too between Baker and Ratton. Spider forced under the ball. Lappin. Kudafides. Good shepherding. Sets it up. He's looking for maybe Hume. To Whitnell. Silvani. Just 25 metres out from goal. Goes to ground. Kicked out of the hands that time by Whitnell. danger here for Young. Played in the reserve yesterday. They'll kick a goal. Favola. A beauty.
Well, it's simply forward line pressure there. The Saints just had difficulty shutting the ball down and creating a neutral ball up. The Blues just kept it alive, just with persistence. There was good eyes, good vision there. And here's the chance to block it in, and they were unable to do it. And unfortunately, Matty Young, who may be experiencing some fatigue from yesterday, we can't hang that on him, but Favola, another good finish. And again, it's just the pressure applied that brings about the opportunity. In this case, Favola was on the end of it.
Blues by 17 points.
Well, Young's come up onto the wing. He's on Houlihan. Kazitsky may have gone forward.
Ratton and Houlihan.
In fact, Kazitsky's gone back.
You can see ground. Rice is caught and been pinged.
This man Hamill's number 6 in the competition for tackles laid. That's not bad for a forward.
Aussie Jones has a long shot.
Was he given prior opportunity?
I would like to see
he wasn't.
The player have more time.
He was given 2 steps. He was surrounded. He was making the play for the footy, and the umpires are penalising the bloke going for the ball.
I would like to
be given
enough
time.
That's where it falls down, isn't it?
It's only on interpretation. It's a good rule. It's a dead set good rule.
But you've got to make certain the player with the ball has that opportunity. Taking 1 step isn't having prior opportunity. I agree with that. Delaney did well then. Big fist back into play. Beetham overruns the ball. Baker, the tackler, Silvani. It's a ball up on 50. So Delaney's coming off, and Traianides coming on for the Saints. 7-1-43 the Blues, 4-3-27 the Saints. Bradley, the general, the Koutafidis, and the star finds Hickmott.
I've got to tell you, early days, but I've been quite enjoying the ease in which I can pick up the two teams here.
Yep.
With the yellow, it's no difficulty in any situation to identify who's who out there. It's not going to help them get the ball any easier, of course, KB, but from a spectator's viewpoint.
It's been a great pick-up, Adrian Hickmott.
Be confusing if they sung the yellow and black after the match.
It looks like he may have pushed this one left and through for behind.
He has been a good pick-up, this man Adrian Hickmott on screen. He's a wonderful footballer, but he's just balanced his game out so well now because he's such a natural footballer, but now he's one of the hardest at it. Has been for some time. His work ethic is fantastic on the footy field. He's such an important part of this team.
Aussie Jones has been all over the field, around the world in 80 days.
He has. Unlike Steve Fawcett, he's gone all the way around.
Plapp goes wide. It was a contest. Koutafidis just seems to be cruising around the ground. Favola relishing being back in the seniors. He's already booted a couple of goals. Aussie Jones takes it over. It's a boundary throw-in. Just outside of 50 for Carlton. Porter beaten by Everett. Blake ties up Ratton.
Just disappointing.
Take 2.
Sorry, KB. Disappointing that St Kilda haven't got another tall, because Kazitsky does look a very creative player up around the centre line. He's been dragged back onto Favola and effectively out of the play.
Thompson. One-on-one contest. Milne. He's so
lovely.
quick.
They've got an issue there. They've got to have a look at that, Carlton. He's just getting belted here at the moment, Dean Rice.
And he's used his body well too, Milne. Runs hard. Hutchton thought he could have given it to Milne, who could have ran to 50. Good fist away by Manton. Good defensive play, Beaumont. They get the numbers back to Blues. Houlihan and McKay combine. Hamill, great tackle. Great tackle. Absolutely dumped him. So the siren has sounded. It's been an important kick for the Saints, and this man.
That's a great tackle there. He earns his opportunities, Hamill, on most occasions.
He's a player that's easy to like. He's a player that gives everything, and he needs to kick this goal for his new club.
55 metres out, Hamill.
Tough shot.
Didn't quite make the distance. but a good opening term. The Blues 7-2-44. They lead by 17 points. St Kilda 4-3-27.
Exceptional, Jerry. You know, and you put the quality of midfielders at his feet. Harvey and Robbie Harvey and those sort of guys, they'd be lapping up. Not that the good boys in there aren't doing an incredible job.
Well, Andrew Thompson, he's had 9 possessions.
He's been very good. 10.
Playing pretty wide of Craig Bradley. He's also getting plenty of the footy. Baker's going on to Ratton, and Ratton's had just 5, but he's also been involved in some goals. But you look at Matthew Lappin, 9 possessions. He is such an electrifying player. Koutafidis up against Garrick. He's had 9 possessions too, just cruising around, picking up possessions at will. Ozzie Jones has now gone on to Matthew Lappin.
7-2-44, the start of the second quarter. The Blues 4-3-27, the Saints. Wayne Britton certainly fired up at quarter time. Maybe he can sense that this is not just going to be a walk in the park today for Carlton. Beetham goes wide. Koschitzky looks an absolute star of the future. To Thompson. Just had to concede ground. Transfer of play, finds Ozzie Jones.
Great sign there, KB. Koschitzky was actually pointing to Thompson, the captain of the club. Kick it over there, which means he's thinking and got plenty of potential as a leader himself.
Platt finds Callahan. Dirty Harry on the charge towards centre half forward, and there's a good grab.
Yeah.
And that's Blake. And Callahan runs hard from centre wing out in front, looking for Wolf. Got his hands on the ball, plus a shove.
Well, that'll happen, KB, if you meet the ball hard enough, and he was on a good, strong lead there, Wolf. Good man to be disappointed because he was doing what any fullback would do and trying to make contact. He was not going to be able to take the ball, so he had to take the arms out of the contest. He endeavoured to do that. And, well, Wolf's the recipient of a free kick. What the Saints are trying to do through midfield, Jared, and it's admirable, looking like they're trying to control the ball as much as they can, but they're
trying to keep it moving too.
Yeah.
Wolf, this will be a great start for the Saints. Can he bend it back? He's bending it back. Not enough.
Because, I mean, the modern game is not all about speed into the forward line nowadays or long kicking. It's so much about control of the ball, waiting for the right option to present itself.
It does seem that the Saints are trying to get the ball moving as quickly as they possibly can now. The whistle has been
Spider
blown.
Everett's been blocked out, evidently.
Yes, so the kick is coming back, so Spider will take the free kick at the front edge of the centre square.
I wonder if a block constitutes a shepherd off the ball. For years, players have been blocking other players' run, which is effectively a shepherd. Maybe this umpire's interpreting it that way.
Everett.
Good kick.
Big torpedo. Big bomb! He may have kicked it off the hands, and also it's hit the post.
Gee, he didn't quite strike it as well as you would like, but it's got a lot of distance in that kick. That's a good 60 metres there, so it was worth a try. The big fella, he's in fine form.
So the Saints have opened with 2 behinds in this second quarter. 4-5-29, the Blues 7-2-44. They trail by 15 points. Camporelli goes short, finds Rice. He's had his hands full with young Stephen Milne. In the first quarter, Franchina still in the defensive 50. Rice provides the run. Wide, Bradley on the stretch. Prendergast wants it at centre half forward, so does Favola. Finds Franchina, centre wing.
Well, so everyone accounted for KB downfield, so they're just going to chip it around and wait for players to lead up to it here.
Favola. He's taken 4 marks. He's booted 2 goals into the pocket, and Silvani, like Port and Silvani, just got a bit confused. Houlihan, a centering kick. Hume just couldn't quite get the ball on the first grab. Now on the second grab to Houlihan. Quick snap, he kicks a goal. Well, he made something out of nothing, and Ryan Houlihan has kicked his first goal, and the Blues 8th.
Well, it just seemed to bob around until someone wanted to actually pick it up and do something with it. There's Hume.
He could have kicked 4 goals, Darren Hume.
He couldn't he? There was his chance, but he's done the right thing. He's fed it to a bloke with vision towards goal, and he's just well, they've stumbled and stuttered their way to a goal there, and they've snuck out to a 21-point lead. It's not convincing, but they're very effective anyway.
Hamill's gone to the goal square. Beaumont's gone with him.
Ryan Houlihan has booted 22 goals for the season, so he's one of those handy players who can pick up a goal. And McKay playing in front of Trianides.
Trianides can't expect to actually be competitive against McKay if he doesn't take front spot.
8 possessions to Craig Bradley. Pumps the ball back towards the half-forward line. Hutchton. Look at the great hands there of Koutafidis to Lappin. Camporelli. Hands and knees. Lappin. Trianides. Got a glove to it. All tied up is Baker. That's a ball up.
Camporelli's probably the one player that St Kilda have done particularly well against. He's only had the 4 possessions. Let's see if he can find Big Spider, and what happens to him is up at the top of the screen there. And I'm sure if we had 15 looks at that, we could probably find something.
Baker to Thompson. So the Saints running the ball from centre wing, drills it and finds Hamill.
Beautiful kick.
He's got a lot of presence on the field, looking for Trianides.
Well done.
Callahan, a danger man. Rice.
Nowhere to go.
From the back pocket.
Back.
Finds Hickmott. Stands and delivers a high ball. The Saints have a chance here. Hamill's going to hit the ball hard.
He can do
Great
it all.
grab by Houlihan.
He can do it all, but he's got to do it more often. He's a huge talent. We saw him up just kicking a goal. There's a big mark. Just got to get more graft into his game.
Prendergast will get a bit of ground time today. Matthew Allen off with what looks to be a groin injury. Kicks the ball back. Silvani caught in that pack. Koutafidis just absolutely just cruising around the field. Favola goes to ground. Ozzie Jones wants a transfer of play, goes wide. Finds Moyle. Quite good in the first quarter. The half-forward line. This is a poor kick.
Well, there's nothing on. That was just a lack of movement, particularly to the man with the ball carrier. And well, he just had to put it to space.
Well, he looked up, and what he saw was Beaumont leading out in front of Hamill and kicked it to him. Bradley is going to be the link player, and Koschitzky.
Is he having a game?
Does a good job playing on Silvani. Clapp. Finds Blake. A couple of promising players, the Saints, to Peckett. So the experience of Peckett can set it up to Trianides, and the Saints now can run the ball. A fine kick finds Wolf. Too far out the score. Loose player in the pocket. Callahan on the stretch has got it.
That's 50. That'll be 50.
Now the umpires have been pretty tough on that in this round, haven't they? Whenever anyone's taken a mark,
it's fair enough too.
If there's any contact after the mark, they will pay 50, and that is late.
And the players also with the ball in the hands are getting pretty well at ensuring. The umpire see it's pretty late too.
Callahan kicks a goal.
Looks like he's going to have a rest.
Well, he's kicked 2 goals, Callahan.
Franchina coming off. That's good for the Saints. They're staying in touch here in this game. Callahan's got himself free on this occasion, as you see on screen. Franchina definitely was late.
That was a good setup, and that all started from Koschitzky.
Yeah, it did.
Just out-bodying Stephen Silvani, and then, of course, the transfer of play.
Well, we've said it more than one occasion. There's the bench with Franchina, that Koschitzky's a great talent. Wayne Britton.
If you want to have some hope for the future, St Kilda supporters, just look at number 24.
And of course, they've got Nick Riewoldt as well, who showed a lot of potential before he was injured. Their #1 draft choice, along with Koschitzky. Koutafidis pinched it. Everett keeps it alive for the Saints. Geary, edge of the centre square. Callahan looking dangerous on the forward line. He's got 2.
Oh dear.
Drops the ball too short. Hickmott. Thompson. Gets plenty of advice from Fraser Geary. Tries to find Hamill. Just a wasted opportunity because Spider was another 25 metres behind him. Could have gone long. Prendergast.
The Carlton players float back into defence, and the St Kilda players screen off through midfield, but neither seems to be working very efficiently at the moment.
2 old hands. Bradley and Silvani combined, and again Blake just thumps the ball back over the line.
He's deceptively tall, Blake. He looks like he's a 6'1" in the old. And if he can play through the midfield, it makes him a very valuable player.
Boundary throw in on 50. Whitnell against Everett. Lappin pounced on it. Great kick. Dangerous kick. Clapp. Now strutting his stuff in defence. Made his name as a forward with the Tigers. Become a cult hero playing reserves footy. Trianides. Some fancy footwork. Trips the light fantastic. Finds Thompson and the Saints. Through Moyle. Drills it. And finds Hamill.
They're looking good, the Saints. Looking really good.
Yeah, just got to hold it up here.
Trianides. He was off. Belts the ball forward. Milne hits the ground running. Rice tunnel balls it out. Houlihan. Hickmott wants a free. He'll get a ball up just 15 metres out from the Saints goal. 35 plays 50, 8-2. The Blues 5-5. St Kilda.
Well, Carlton's fight into defence is really choking the St Kilda forwards, and not giving them many options working downfield, so they're just going to maintain control of the ball outside 50.
Freeborn, quick hands. Finds Hickmott. And wobbles the ball back over the line.
Just having a look at Jason Blake's stats. He's 189 centimetres, so I've robbed him of an inch and a half.
6'2".
2 inches, yeah.
Well, 188 is 6'2", so he's 6'2.5".
Good size. He's playing in the middle. So he could become a third tall in the forward half or the back half, and at the moment he's doing a darn good job on Scott Camporeale.
Chance for the Saints. Aussie Jones inside 50. Ball pushed back over the line by McKay. Get the feeling if the Saints can pinch a goal here, their confidence will really rise. They're trying to move the ball quickly, trying to get the ball as fast as they can to the forward line. Everett, a great tap. They need a crummer. Hamill, all wrapped up by Ratton. There is some feeling between these two sides.
Yeah,
and Hamill will take the free kick. And in fact, Hamill can milk this a bit today. Hamill can milk this. Yeah. There's a few players gunning for him. If he wants to put himself on the line, which he will do,
he'll do it, all right.
He'll pick up some free kicks. Silly free kicks.
I agree with you, KB. It was a silly free kick.
Well, what happened there was Ratton had a hold of Hamill, and Baker got a grab of Ratton and dragged him, so it was like a chain reaction. And Ratton wasn't going to let go of big Hamill.
Hamill from 55 metres out. Distance is there. Not the accuracy.
It's the umpire's
from behind.
It's the umpire's job to spread these things around, but geez, I look at those ones, it just looked as if it was just a reactive decision. And you're right, KB, lots of discussion there between a couple of old mates.
Camporeale short, finds Houlihan. Jared likes his style from half back. Drills it down. Silvani is playing at centre half forward, marks in front of Koschitzki. Prendergast and Lappin are going to be targets. Now the whistle is gone. And Camporeale is being reported, and looks like Blake will take a free kick. Plus 50, is it? No.
Well, he's been reported, I think, for tripping. He's been dragged by Blake many, many times. And the Saints blokes are right into the Blues. Thompson's giving it to Bradley, and Bradley's reacted. They got him sucked in at the moment, Kev.
It seems to. They've had a couple of players who very easily have found themselves being ruffled. Gehrig for Spider on the stretch. Couldn't take it. Hamill. Spider bundled over the line, that time by Silvani, who breaks clear.
Free kick behind play, and it is going to go downfield, I think, to Koutafidis, but the free kick was against Spider Everett for knocking Porter over.
Finds Fletcher, who started on the bench.
No,
belts the ball back
here, KB.
Prendergast.
He wants it back. It's,
so the ball is coming back. Umpire Shane McInerney.
Going to pay it back to Steve Silvani.
No, he wants to give 50 because I think he wants to work out what's going on here. I think he wants to give 50 against Everett for mouthing off to him, I would believe. So, has this disadvantaged the Blues?
Well, it had the ball inside 50. Now the ball has come back, and Silvani with no one on the mark. That's where St Kilda have got to be more alert. Got to be more professional than that. They go to ground. Houlihan.
Let's just have a look at Aaron Hamill and what causes the umpire to give the decision, which has really sparked a few dramas. There's a good tackle from Ratton, and he was poleaxed. Hamill not all that happy about it. He's got hold of Ratton's jumper. Ratton's got hold of his jumper. Everybody's got hold of Ratton's jumper. How you pluck the free kick out of that is beyond me.
And Hume just tickles the ball over the line for a toss back in.
I reckon the umpires are just in danger, KB, of just losing control here. They're making some pretty ordinary decisions.
Just 30 metres around from Carlton's goal, boundary throw in. Koutafidis doing the ruck work against Capuano. Jones did well to keep the ball in play. Whitnell has pounced on it. Dangerous kick here for the Saints. High flyer was Lappin. Loves to float across in front of the pack. Aussie Jones. Freeborn has to go hard. So does Moyle. Hickmott is a good tackler. Callahan, the Saints have the numbers and the loose players. Kashitsky, what a talent. Rockets the ball, finds Peckett. He's going to bang the ball to 50. Everett looks dangerous in front, pushed out of the contest by Stephen Silvani. And now
works on. Free kick downfield.
Now they're going to bring the ball back. The umpire's talking again to Silvani and Everett, but the ball this time is in the hands of Camporelli, who drills it looking for Favola. Has to bend down. Good tackle by Plapp. Loose ball on the half-forward line. A bit of muscle that time came from Knowles.
Oh, it's all happening, isn't it?
There's umpires talking to players at both ends of the ground. Now I thought there was a shove out there to Everett. 2 hands in the back.
Here's the downfield free against Everett.
But the upshot is Favola has got it, and he'll be kicking from just inside 50.
They've had their opportunities, the Saints. Just haven't been able to grab them early in this quarter.
I reckon their work rate's been better than Carlton's in this term. Haven't got the talent quite to match it with them, but they're hanging in there.
Misses to the right.
The start of the game's interesting, you know, because St Kilda's threatened early in this quarter to gain some ascendancy, but they haven't been able to put the scoreboard pressure on. And all Carlton need to do here is kick a couple of goals and maybe break the spirit of the Saints, but they've been very good so far.
As long as you don't make silly mistakes. Fraser Gehrig unloads the ball. Saints under pressure across half-back. Knowles rockets the ball. Plunkett, great tackle. And dumps Baker.
Good tackle, good decision.
Certainly was. The thing you've got to like about the Saints, even in this passage of play, they're still taking the risks. And you might look at the brand of footy and say some of them aren't necessary, but regardless, they're prepared to do it and they're trying to create something.
Been some very strong tackles today,
hasn't there?
And the free kick goes against Carlton, goes to Capuano.
He's a big boy. He's Porter.
Capuano looking for Hamill. He's done it well.
Very strong.
In front of Beaumont.
Dumb handball. Trying to do everything right is Aaron Hamill, but that time he just should have got up because he wouldn't have been able to see what was around him. He could just see one player on screen, but it wasn't a great handball.
Gee, you could be excused for thinking the Saints been told to play on at all costs here, KB.
Well, it does look like that to me, that they're just trying to keep the ball moving and hoping that they can get the ball quickly in the forward line and catch the Blues off guard. Caught high was Hume. Ball will come back, no advantage. They lead by 15 points, Carlton 8-3-51, St Kilda 5-6-36. Hume from the half-back line. To Beaumont. Hume, it was a look-away handball. Hamill's pounced on it. This might hurt the Blues. Moyle can go short to Callahan, who can run in and kick a goal. He's already booted 2. Dirty Harry runs to 35. He could have ran to 20.
Won't matter.
And Spider has taken a one-hander. Callahan should have kicked that goal.
Yep, should have kept running.
Could have kept running. He could have run to virtually to the goal square. Spider makes some space and kicks a goal.
The funny thing there was Everett's taking a great mark at the goal line, and I think Matty Capuano in the middle of the corridor thought that he thought it was a dead ball going through a point, but here's the replay on screen, and good pressure there by Aaron Hamill across midfield, and good hands. That's created the opportunity there, and for the once, Kilda's been able to go forward without Carlton having time to flood back. And as KB said, had plenty of time to run a bit closer, but that's a good mark. Gee, he almost had a couple of bites of it over the line. One defeated inside, but he had a couple of Saints teammates with their backs to him. Good goal in the end.
They pushed Port Adelaide right to the line last week. Who knows? Maybe we're seeing an upset in the making.
Blues by 9 points. Must win today to keep their chances alive to finish in the top 4. Peckett. Saints taken right up to Carlton. Hutchton bangs the ball long. Callaghan playing in front of Freeborn. Punched away. Boundary throw in on 50.
You just sense a new resolve by the St Kilda team, don't you, over the last few weeks?
Don't think this is hurting Grant Thomas's future at all.
They're just playing their 4 quarters better than I've seen them play in a long time.
Playing a good style.
They've only had the one bad game.
Yep.
That was against West Coast.
Belted.
They played well against Geelong, well against Port Adelaide. Callaghan into the pocket. Boundary throw in.
They just get these setups right. They can actually create goals out of nothing. They've got one of the premier ruckmen in the competition, Spider River, there, but it's always hard to manufacture goals from boundary throw-ins. But with a ruckman of this nature and this quality, often you could really get goals out of these set plays, stop plays.
Everett tries to set up, thumps the ball towards the goal square. Manton read it well. Freeborn from the back pocket tries to drill it. Could open up. Bradley has pinched it. The general looking for Ratton. Good play that time by Plapp, who bangs the ball back. Freeborn squeezed up on the boundary line, can keep it alive. Camporelli loves to set it up. Finds Hickmott. Blues have been on the back foot. Lappin. Is the ball smothered? Plapp. Aussie Jones. The Saints growing in confidence. And Thompson, who's been very handy, he's had 11 possessions, has marked on centre wing. Just out off balance at the moment, the Blues, Jared.
Yep, they certainly, I think they just got a little bit too far ahead of themselves early in the piece, and now their work rate isn't matching the Saints. They've got sucked in at times, and they haven't kept the scoreboard pressure on when they had some opportunities. They're running well, St Kilda. Their skill work is lifted. They're looking dangerous up in that forward line. Kazitsky's been a star.
Everett.
Look at this Milne.
Ground level, Blues have the numbers. Camporelli caught. Good enough to get the ball away. Great tackling by the Saints. Under pressure. Milne, he's going to kick a goal. No, he can't. Kick it down. Capuano. The Saints are within 3 points.
Got a little excited there because you can see it bobbing around, and the pressure that the Saints were applying on the Carlton backs was such that the opportunities may come, and it did.
Watch Milne here. Milne nearly got his foot to the ball.
He had 5 goes.
Good tackle.
He'll get up again.
His second effort was fantastic here, wasn't it?
Good tackle by Hamill. He was like a sheepdog, wasn't he? Great play.
It was in the end, wasn't it? And the Saints thoroughly deserve it. Doesn't matter how hard you work for them sometimes. Sometimes those goals, in fact, they can really lift a side.
Well, there's an upset looming at Colonial Stadium. The Blues 51-48. They lead by just 3 points after leading by 17 points at quarter time.
Camporelli 4 possessions. Bradley just 7 possessions. Ratton just 5 possessions. That sums up the state of play at the moment.
Knowles to Thompson again. The Saints into attack. Plapp. It's been very good today. Confidence is high. And finds Callaghan. The Blues on the back foot. Hamill's been very good. He's enjoying the contest. He's ruffled a few feathers as well. Everett on a lead. High ball.
Oh, good hands.
That is James Begley.
Wasn't that a good grab?
Well, Blake and Begley are both good types, aren't they, Jared?
Yeah.
Around about 6'2", 6'2.5". Spider was on a long lead. That was ignored, and Callaghan went for the longer option, and Begley has hit this hard.
They've got some good talent here at St Kilda. They've just got to keep it together. If they can keep all their players together, come through in the next and have these guys mature in the next year or two.
Just watch these St Kilda flags behind the goal. Because if Begley kicks this, they are in front. Saints in front.
Well, this has been a fantastic quarter of football for the Saints. Only a few minutes ago we were talking about the fact they haven't really capitalised on the opportunities. And all of a sudden, a few quick goals and they're in front. It was good. Everett's made a lead, so is Hamill. So it left their two bigger men out of the contest at the top of the goal square. But it didn't matter because this young bloke, with that pair of hands and a good run at the ball, has taken a good grab. And the Saints really have got an unsettled Carlton side on their hands.
Under 4 minutes left in this second quarter. It's been a 20-point turnaround. The Saints by 3 points after trailing by 17 at quarter time. Koutafidis had it and lost it. Kicked off the ground by Ratton. I need some big names to stand up. Houlihan, a young gun, runs to 50, 45, closes quickly and kicks a goal.
Well, that's what good sides do. They respond, and that's his second for Houlihan. And good sides just when the challenge is thrown down. Saints had their noses in front for what was about 30 seconds of football. And let's hope that they can also respond in quick fashion, because this game deserves the sort of contest we're witnessing at the moment. That was a great finish there by the young bloke. And Gerard is quite right in the assessment of this bloke. He can play footy, no doubt about that.
57 plays, 54. Capuano in the ruck. Everett in the goal square for the Saints. Koutafidis to Ratton. The experience of Rice from the half-back line, looking for Whitnell. Pumped away by Hudson. Houlihan got a fist to the ball. Thompson's been very good. Acting skipper today. Hudson. Caught in two minds. Aussie Jones loves to take him on. Confidence is high. Great kick again, and Callahan is causing the Blues a lot of trouble on the forward line. He's a live wire.
Good disposal, great kick,
wasn't it? He's just going to wait here. He's doing the right thing because there's not a lot on offer. The Blues have really just pushed back aggressively.
Capuano, edge of the centre square. Milne! What a grab! Not paid. He got up. He got the ball in his hands. He just couldn't control it on the way down.
That's exciting stuff.
Just didn't quite get the leap, the ride, unfortunately for him.
He is unhappy. He nearly took a specky. Milne, a live wire for the Saints on the forward line. Camporelli bangs the ball back. Hudson. Gehrig. To centre half forward. Everett must be the target. Run into a brick wall was Begley. All tied up by Hickmott.
Well, the last couple of occasions the Saints have just banged it back into their forward half. Forward 50, as we look at the bench there. You see Peter Schottman, but that player's just obscured, unfortunately.
It'll be a huge confidence boost for the Saints if they can go in at half-time with the lead. Camporelli heads towards the line. They've got time, a minute and a half left in this second quarter.
I reckon there'll be a fair bit more urgency among the players in the Carlton rooms at halftime than there was at quarter time. They're in front. They will look to be doing it quite comfortably in a quarter time. The body language suggested they thought the job was almost done.
Super tap by Everett. Sets it up. Chance for the Saints. McKay playing in front. Will take the free kick in front of Begley. Camporelli starting to win a lot of the ball now in this second quarter. There's his partner in crime in Bradley. This could hurt the Saints. Bradley through the centre square. Short to Plunkett. It's been a great pickup from the Western Bulldogs. Bradley runs hard.
Oh, brilliant play, Bradley.
He's called play on that umpire. One umpire's calling play on.
Well, what was brilliant about it was that he was juggling and he was trying to get 4 or 5 extra metres closer to goal.
It was rather crafty, wasn't it?
Well, how can one umpire call play on thinking that Bradley's just having a lend of him, which he was?
The umpire in the corridor is calling play on, out of shot there. So the umpire's paid the mark much earlier.
Well, I suppose if you're deemed to be in control of the ball and you're still going forward, there would be play on.
Yep. At what point are you in
and
control?
I think it's fair to say that he was in complete control.
He was.
So the umpire called play on, I reckon, had it right.
Spot on.
Well, we've got a blood rule here too to boot, so looks like Begley.
James Begley to come off. He got 33 seconds left in the second quarter. No one seems to be in a hurry to come on.
Look at it again here. He's
There's
this is
the
where he
mark.
had control.
Plenty of control there.
Yeah, he's toying with it there. I mean, it's, as Jared said, it is rather intelligent football. See what you can get away with. Just push it a little bit.
He nearly cost himself a shot at goal though.
He did.
Trying to get the umpire's name was David Corcoran that called play on, umpire 31. And it'll be one Shane McInerney and him will discuss, I'm sure, later on. And who knows, it may even get a run on talking footy.
Bradley from right on 50, leans back, and the skipper has missed. And St Kilda supporters are ecstatic. They trailed by 4 points. They trailed by 17 points at quarter time as Ozzie Jones plays the ball back to Platt, who's been very handy. Tried to keep it alive that time was Bradley. It's a toss back in and getting plenty of advice at the same time.
After pretty strong first quarters, guys like Kudafidis and Ratton have been a little quieter this quarter.
On 50 for the Blues as the siren sounds. A very entertaining game at Colonial Stadium. And at half-time, the Blues lead 9-4-58 by just 4 points. The Saints 8-6-54.
And it's been a very impressive first half by the Saints. They got away the Blues early in the first quarter, but the Saints have dragged them back. And it's been blokes like Dirty Harry, Craig Callahan that have lifted in that second term. He's had 14 kicks. Andrew Thompson's had 20 possessions. Aaron Hamill's given them a focal point up forward, but the young blokes have been good. Kazitsky, Bedgley, Blake and Knowles have all had plenty of the footy. Young Milton's given them a live wire up in the front. But at half-time they go in with the Blues just with their nose in front. 9-4 to 8-6. Nose in front. 9-4 to 8-6. Port Adelaide last week, and they're just got their noses behind at half-time against the Blues.
Start of the third quarter at Colonial Stadium. The Blues by 4 points after leading by 17 points at quarter time. And St Kilda has really taken up to the Blues today. Thompson caught high.
Shaken high.
It's been a lot of feeling in this game. Scott Camporelli has been reported. Such an important player. Speak of the devil. Here's a chance now for Peckett. Didn't quite hit his target in Moyle. Backtracks, conceded ground. Beetham runs to 50. This will be a great start. A great start for the Saints. Hammers it home.
Well, it's a wonderful start for the Saints. They just doggedly fought it out of the middle there. One possession, it could have gone either way, but the Saints are just imposing their will on a lot of these contests.
I reckon, and their talent, Fish. I reckon they're more talented. Their kids just appear to be coming of age. They may be just reaching that 20 or 25 game milestone area where they're feeling a bit more comfortable.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Beetham, that's a good goal by the young bloke.
They've got a fight on their hands here, the Blues. This is a big chance for an upset.
Danger signs here for Carlton. They trail by 2 points. Hume, very handy in that first half. Here's a chance now. Kudafidis drills it. And Favola on the juggle.
And this bloke's got to go back and deliver.
I was a bit surprised they took him off the field during the second quarter and brought on Prendergast because he'd already kicked 2 goals and he looked fairly dangerous, and obviously he wants his confidence boosted a fair bit. He's missed a bit of football.
And they've thrown Kudafidis into the middle now, which is usually a sure sign that they need some drive out of there. He's awesome out of the middle.
This for a quick reply, and the Blues to be back in front. He's pushed it right.
He's still a 50-50 shot at goal, I reckon. This kid, he gets the ball well, he marks well, but you wouldn't have your house on him kicking a goal, even from 35 out.
Saints by a point. Ozzie Jones started playing on for Vol in that first quarter, then went to the forward line. He can use the ball well. Kicking out of defence, finds Big Spider. He's been good in the ruck today. Drops it short. That's a terrific kick because young Koschitzky then didn't have to break stride, ran onto the ball, and Koschitzky
Jesus, nice kick for someone so tall.
And he's just got a good football brain. It's when they've got to hit their targets.
That's a free kick.
Great chasing by Favola.
Well done to Brendan Favola. Excellent work from full forward, chasing him down, dragging him down just at the last minute.
The handball had to be better, didn't it, Jared?
Yep.
And one thing Noel's left to learn as well, he's a loose player. Hume, is the fact that every time you get the ball, you accelerate straight away as fast as you can for the first 10 metres. Poor kick. All of a sudden the Blues are starting to make some trouble, and it's a loose player out wide. Moyle. Spider wants it on the edge of the centre square. Moyle from half back. Hamill is going to be the target. He certainly has ruffled a few feathers today. Aaron Hamill playing against his old side. He's had 12 possessions. He's taken 3 marks. And he's kicked one behind.
It's like he's got Silvani as his opponent now, which is a sure sign that he's causing them problems.
Silvani started full forward, then went to centre half forward and was picked up by Koschitzki. Beaumont. Especially nearly a fresh air shot. Great smother off the boot. Blues have to go up a gear. Kudafidis.
Great hands.
Wonderful hands. Great touch. Camporelli, the danger man. Drills it for Favola.
Got it.
Second grab. Camporelli should kick a goal. 20 metres out. Bangs it through.
Well, they have to manufacture something there in that passage of play, because although it was good hands by Favola, he stood up early in this quarter. But just sharp hands there. Kudafidis again instrumental there. Good control by Camporelli. And another good foot pass. He's very good in that area, but this could have easily turned into a turnover here. The ball's a bit scrubby, but a bit of loose checking, and the Saints could pay a price.
One of the most important things in football is to concentrate on the mark. And Fraser Gehrig then was more intent in talking to the umpire rather than watching the guy with the ball, who then, of course, Favola kicked it. Here's a chance for Whitnell. The run will come from Hume. Favola is going to be the target again. Kicked off the ground that time by Fraser Gehrig. Favola tried to hit the ball hard. Hume somehow just weaved his way out of trouble. Waniakine bounces Thompson. Lappin, the danger man. Centering kick. It's a great kick. And finds Hickmott, who should kick a goal. Got to watch the man on the mark. You can't allow players to just play on and run around the man on the mark.
It's your basic discipline, isn't it? You know when sides are switched on, when they're good in that area. But that was great poise again from Matthew Lappin. Come to expect it. Great centre.
Hickmott from 30 metres out. Straight through the centre.
So a couple of quick ones, Fish, to probably just indicates that the Blues have been given a nice old rev up at half time, and whilst the St Kilda got the first goal after an excellent take out of the centre by Caden Beefin, and he's just been taken from the ground, they know that they don't want to have this game anywhere near being in dispute late in the last quarter. They want to put a distance between them and St Kilda in this term.
So the Blues have hit back with 2 quick goals. Everett working hard in the ruck. Bradley, Hickmott, Silvani, some old heads combined. Hutchison does well, got a good fist to the ball. Whitnell. Delaney goes wide and finds Koschitzki. 12 possessions and 4 marks to the young man. Finds Baker. The run will come from Delaney across half back. Peckett. Clapp. Edge of the centre square. Kicks long.
Big kick.
Milne has to go. A lot of courage shown, backing back. That was Rice. They can share the ball around Milne with those dancing feet. Wobbles the ball in. And Everett has marked.
Well, that's his second mark on the goal square, on the goal line, KB. And Porter just gave him a bit too much space there with Spider didn't go to the contest. He did the right thing, stayed back as a deep option. But, well, another bit of loose checking.
Well, it's a very tight angle for Spider, being a left footer. Never really seen him kick with his right foot, so one can only assume he's going to try a bit of a check side. Try and grab a little bit. In fact, it's a centering kick.
It's a great kick.
And finds Delaney.
Kevin, last night, the umpire allowed Anthony Rocker to come around the boundary, yet tonight the umpire made him go in a straight line along the goal line.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go in a straight line from the centre of the goal square to where the player has taken the mark.
Last night was shocking what he got away with there.
You're not allowed to walk back along the boundary line. They used to do that in the old days. Peter Hudson used to do that.
Well, Anthony Rocker, I reckon, got a 35-degree advantage then.
Good luck to him, though. Smart play.
Delaney very close to the man on the mark. Has kicked a goal. They won't go away.
Great spot by Spider.
Wasn't it a difference? You know, just a result for St Kilda. I mean, often we'd see them capitulate in these circumstances.
Yes.
A side like Carlton assert themselves, get a couple of quick goals, and they say, oh, well, throw the hands up a bit too hard. But that was a great centering pass there. And Tony Delaney, good job, as we see Dean Rice coming off and Simon Beaumont coming on for him. But this is a new look St Kilda side, I reckon, more than just yellow jumpers we're looking at.
They're revved up. No pun intended. Dean Rice taking a breather. Beaumont, who's had a terrific season, has found himself on the bench, comes onto the field. Thompson has been a big winner in midfield. Silvani, it's been clean bowled. Here's a chance for Milne. Got a shocking bounce. They'll mark it Hamill. And this to put the Saints back in front.
If you had to put your house on one of the sides winning, Kevin, who would it be right at the moment?
You'd go for Carlton, because you get the feeling that St Kilda might make too many mistakes and therefore just let the Blues in.
I reckon you'd throw the rumpus room at the odds on St Kilda, though, because they're looking sensational at the moment.
Well, there's a long way to go, and as you know, sides who haven't won a lot of games in the season generally can make a lot of mistakes at crucial times. It'll be interesting to see whether the Blues can take advantage of that. But this to put St Kilda in front, and this man Hamill, he'll enjoy it if he kicks a goal. He loves it.
Well, Jared, I'd be prepared to put up the latest model garden shed I've just invested in. The rumpus might be asking a bit too much, but the Saints really are giving this game exactly what we're hoping for. And that's just good play, forcing it forward. Milne just pounced. Beaumont unlucky there because it was a very awkward bouncing ball. And good vision again. That's what I said earlier in the game with this young bloke Milne. He's just got good vision under pressure and good decision-making abilities.
And Silvani and Hamill were just shoving a few moments ago. Saints in front by a point. From that centre square, Koschitzki, the leader of men. Lappin drills it. Favola has really been the target in this third term. He's been the option on every occasion they've gone forward. This time under pressure puts it over.
They're giving him the space, aren't they, Jared?
Well, giving him plenty of space. He's was unfortunate, nearly took a good mark, but then kicked it out in the full, but it had just gone out of bounds beforehand. I reckon if you were Essendon, though, Kevin, you'd be having a look at this match and just seeing what happens to the Blues if you shut down their machinery.
Hickmott, magnificent roving, great kick, great goal.
Well, let's watch this set up again when we see it on replay, because it was very cleverly done by the Blues in the ruck contest here. Bandrith. That's what I'm talking about. Just a nice placement to the front of the contest. How Hickmott had that much space is sometimes beyond me. It would be frustrating for a coach, I'd imagine, to see a guy cut a path at the front of the contest like that and get an open shot at goal. But a great finishing job. What a wonderful player Adrian Hickmott is.
Well, that's what I was talking about before, where you can make mistakes. Now, that should never happen at a boundary throw-in, where a player can run at the front of that pack and just take the tap down and just run into an open goal. Here's Hickmott. He's a good player, enjoying a good game. Kudafiti's just trying to lift the Blues as well. Whitnell hasn't had a massive influence on the game so far. Just tumbles this ball over the line for a toss back in.
It's an interesting scenario here. We'll watch this boundary throw with interest and see if the same mistake is made twice, KB.
You would hope not.
You would hope not.
Stephen Baker has kept Brett Ratton in pretty good check. He's only had 3 kicks and 5 handballs. Yet every time Essendon play, they go head-to-head with Mercedes, and Ratton has had the wood on them.
Delaney. Camporelli, such a dangerous player. He's a star. Kicks a goal.
Well, believe it or not, it did happen again, but the man it happened to didn't get possession because it tapped didn't come his way. Lappin, we'll see it on replay. that hole at the front of the contest was wide open. Watch Lappin run the path in front. Just didn't come to him, but it's popped out the back on this occasion. And Camporelli with the mop up and a very clever goal. He's a highly skilled player, as we know, but well, the Saints have just don't want to drop off in those 1-2% areas because they can be costly.
I did notice that Andrew Thompson this time positioned himself in front of the pack on the defensive side rather than be on the offensive side when Hickmott kicked his goal. Clapp goes the ground. Thompson working hard during the midfield. Centering kick. Spider has pounced on it. 35 metres out. Spider kicks a goal.
Oh, this is very entertaining footy. That was swooped on by the Spider.
He's kicked 3.
That's a fair effort for the ruckman. He's had a great day out today. Not only has he kicked 3 goals, the big fella, but he's got double-figure hit-outs. Look at that. Poise and balance, and there was no mistake there. What an entertaining game of football here, and Saints are showing just a steely resolve that hasn't been a trademark of theirs over the past few years, but as I said, it's a new-look team in more ways than one.
And a very worried Carlton box, Stephen Kernhan alongside Wayne Britton. The Blues by 5 points. Big Spider is inspired.
What a tap.
To Baker. Koschitzki needs a kind bounce.
No,
so cool under pressure and never wastes the ball. Finds Plapp out wide. Running hard is Peckett. It was good play. Bangs the ball to the half-forward line. Silvani has got the drop on Hamill. And Silvani, who started on the forward line, now in defence. Was nearly taken on the half volley. Houlihan. Fletcher.
His first touch.
Spent a lot of time on the bench. From half back to the half forward line. Koutafidis looks dangerous. Porter chips in. The run will come from Ratton. It's where the Blues look dangerous. Favola 1 out. Fraser Gehrig. Huxton, great tackle. Made it a contest. Peckett has to hit the ball hard. Then wobbles the ball towards Moyle. Needs a kind bounce. Got a bad one. It was an ugly one. Thompson. Desperate. Baker. Does well. Good control. Everett.
Tip it in.
Can't keep the ball alive.
Well, there's 2 options there. It might have been the shorter option, may have been the better one to Platt, but he tried to get the ball along to Everett. Unfortunately, didn't come off because the Saints were on there. They were a real chance to make Carlton pay.
Just over 11 minutes left in this third term. 13-5-83 the Blues. The Saints 12-6-78. It's all tied up on the half-forward flank for the Saints.
It's not as if, Jared, any one player for the Saints is doing all the damage. There's no holes really to plug. It's a very solid collective effort at the moment.
You can't beat Carlton with 1 or 2 good performances. It's got to be across the board, and that's what's been most impressive about a side that has had some low points this year, to say the least.
Blake was pulled off the ball. Hume finds Silvani, just weighing up the options. Goes for Camporelli. Camporelli has had a big third term. He's booted 2 goals as well. Finds Houlihan on the burst and puts it over on the full.
What about that kick from Camporelli? That was a wonderful kick. Houlihan didn't have to change stride.
Gehrig to Plapp.
He's
got space.
On the Thompson.
Oh, misses the target that time. That's what I was saying before, Jared. You just worry about the turnovers at crucial times. As Favola stands and delivers. Unloads for a behind.
Not a lot of thought went into that kick with Matthew Lappin 25 metres out from goal by himself. Only just back to footy. So he's going to be given some time to settle again. If he can come up and play in that forward position, he's going to be a huge bonus for the Blues.
Baker.
They've got some immediate concerns, as in right now.
Finds Plapp. Still squeezed up in the back pocket. Capuano wants it at centre-half back. This is a dangerous kick.
What's he thinking?
He's looking for Hudson. What was going through his mind? I suggest nothing. And Bradley will mark.
And that's a difference. For
20 metres out directly in front.
Favola blazed away and they got nothing. Whitnell could have blazed away. He was closer to goal, but he's smart. He thinks, and he just chipped it over.
Got to play the odds there. That was a disappointing kick. He'd know it, Platt. That's his second mistake within a couple of minutes, so he'd be feeling very disappointed. He's just got to lift his head and get through it. But those sorts of mistakes shouldn't happen.
The skipper, 20 metres out, directly in front. He's missed. This just may not be Carlton's day.
Well, you have to wait a long time to see Craig Bradley miss from that position.
No doubt. Plunkett's come on to replace Houlihan.
Aussie Jones belts the ball long. It's a beautiful kick, finds Blake. This young man's got some talent as well. Baker. The kick's a shocker. The Saints are destroying themselves because Camporelli never misses.
Well, that's the problem. And you don't want to harp on it because the positives out of this game for the Saints far outweigh the negatives, but they are cruelling themselves with skill errors that you pay the ultimate price against the side, the quality of Carlton. And Bradley cleans up and feeds to Camporelli, and there's no doubt that in that situation you're just going to pay the ultimate price. And it's unfortunate in a lot of ways because they're doing most things right.
The Saints are shooting themselves in the foot. The Blues by 13 points. And Camporelli has been a star in this third term. He's booted 3 goals. Moyle goes to ground. Plunkett was the tackler. Hamill rockets the ball wide. Koschitzky always got good presence of mind. Aussie Jones around the corner. Finds Begley. Baker. Caught high. Advantage has been paid.
Spider.
On the stretch, couldn't take it. Capuano was the rover. It's foreign territory. Silvani comes away from the back pocket and finds Begley. It should put this right in the goal square. Big Spider is on his haunches. Begley sets it up. Spider from behind on the stretch. Couldn't take it. He was in position. Koutafidis to Bradley. There's been their link man out wide today. Just hammers it straight back over the line.
Geez, it looked to be out in the full. But no real...
Peter Everett would be disappointed. He was in the right position then.
Yep.
Jared
bundled out of the way.
got up over the top and just couldn't take that mark.
No chalk, Jared.
No.
It was close.
They played 20 minutes into this third quarter. 91 plays 78. The Blues by 13 points. They led by 17 points at quarter time and 4 points at half time. The Saints just keep on coming. And this young man is one of the best players on the ground. Koschitzky finds Hutchton, who goes to 2-on-1. Grant Thomas must be just biting his nails, wondering why. Nearly shocking kicking from McKay to stop the Blues from scoring a goal.
Well, more than that, KB.
The decision making of some of the St Kilda players in this third term is extraordinary.
Wasn't a great kick from Max.
Carlton could have made him pay a lot more, given the shots they've missed in this quarter.
Aussie Jones to Gehrig.
Looking at this side, Kevin, the best thing, I think, once they get through the pain for St Kilda this season will be to finish very close to the bottom of the ladder, picking up a couple of extra kids. They're not going to win the flag with the side they've got. They need some extra talent. They're going to get it again.
Gee, good hands by Favola.
With the draft coming through. You've got to get a big supply of young kids that all come through together if you're going to become a power in the competition. If you just get the 1 or 2, you end up trapped in the midway position. You don't get good draft picks. You can't get right up to the top.
Favola's booted 2 goals. Both those goals came in the first quarter. From 48 metres. Again, he has pushed it right and through for a behind. So Brendan Favola has booted 2 goals, 3 behinds in this third term, 1 in the second quarter.
If they keep all of them together, Kevin, we may look back in 5 years' time and say this was the year they just had to endure.
Well, they've definitely got some talent. They're just, unfortunately, they make mistakes, skill errors, which against a good side such as Carlton, they've got enough good players. Camporelli has made them pay this quarter with 3 goals. But still, they've got a chance. 78 plays 93. It's only a 15-point ball game. Baker from half-back to Hamill. Good grab. Strong eyes on the ball. There's been a lot of feeling between Hamill and some Carlton players today. Kicks the ball wide. Capuano's the target. Prendergast did well. Thompson rockets the ball back. Koschitzky had it and lost it. Capuano just tumbles the ball forward. It's on the half-forward line for the Saints. Hamill. Thompson to Wolf. Milne. He's got it. No. Should have swallowed it. And Beaumont happy enough to just take the ball back over the line for a toss back in, but a wasted opportunity there by Milne.
Stephen Milne tried to take a chest mark. You'll have a look. And it just allowed Beaumont to poke the ball out of his grasp. Takes it on the hands. He's having a shot at goal.
Should keep the elbows tucked in a bit more there. Left the gate open.
Still a chance for the Saints. 40 metres around from goal. Wolf caught by Koutafidis and Freeborn. That's a ball up.
They need to turn this forward 50 opportunity into a goal here, the Saints, after Carlton have just pounced on a few mistakes from them. As we look at the coach's box there, Wayne Britton, I don't think he's altogether convinced that Carlton have got the total ascendancy in this match at the moment, but Saints need to make something count here.
5 minutes left in this third term. Thompson can kick a goal for the Saints. Way off target. Out of bounds on the full. So a wasted opportunity.
Well, they certainly need to make that one count. He had a bit of time and space. Sometimes time and space in the forward 50 is what some players don't need.
Whitnell from that last line of defence. Porter got his hands on the ball. Good work at ground level. Koutafidis has it smothered by Wolf.
Well, don't forget to log on, because this result and many others, all the information you want regarding the football, i7sport.com.au.
Everett and Porter to do battle. Spiders had a big game. He's booted 3 goals as well. Camporelli worked out of the contest.
Good tackle.
Blake had it and lost it. Freeborn somehow finds this man who loves to take him on. He's caught. Hamill fended him off. Don't argue. Hutton's his best. Finds Wolf on the charge. Runs to 50. Daniel Wolf wobbles the ball in, and great mark.
Got Knowles in trouble behind plate.
Terrific mark taken by Beaumont.
It's all right, looks like.
Knowles is playing on Koutafidis, so he'll be free.
That ball just wobbled into the forward line. This can hurt the Saints on the rebound. Prendergast inside 50. Aussie Jones enjoyed this battle against Lappin. 2 old former teammates. Sees the ball over the line. Well done, says Fraser Geary.
Beetham off and Capuano to give them a target up forward.
That was good football there by Aussie. One-on-one, tough stuff. Just did the right thing. Disciplined play to the boundary.
Plunkett inside 50 for the Blues. Plapp had to stand his ground.
Look at this bloke go, Kev.
Koschitzky just knows when to move, Jerry.
Yep. He's a star. He's got a brain, and he's got an athletic body to make it work.
Beautiful kick to Hudson. Milne in the pocket, in front. Got it. It's a tough angle.
Well, you're going to have problems if your prime target out of the goal square is a little fella like Milne, but he does present himself pretty well for his size.
It's a sort of nippy little fella that would be thinking about running round Beaumont. Beaumont wouldn't want to look like he's going to leave the ground. And he didn't.
Milne trying to squeeze it in. Through for a behind.
Well, there's been a little bit of a steadying of the ship as far as St Kilda is concerned over the last 5 minutes of play, but they'd just like to finish this quarter with a goal and bring themselves within another sniff of Carlton after what can only be described as a pretty messy quarter by the Saints.
Camporelli finds Fletcher. To the half-forward line, Koutafidis. Just hasn't quite let himself go, has he, Jared?
Got a lot of the ball in the first quarter, but since then been pretty quiet. Knowles has done a good job.
Prendergast. Too much carry on the ball. Baker did well, made it a contest. Aussie Jones rockets the ball. Finds Peckett. Spider, bang. Whitnell, the tackler. Ratton, the clean hands. Bradley, the quick kick. And Lappin the mark.
Well, it's as if Craig Bradley always knew there were going to be numbers behind the player for the Carlton side because of the turnover there. And all he had to do was get to his boot quickly. Smart play. Good wrap up there by Whitnell. And Spider did all he could do was feed it out. And look at that. Just a nest of Carlton players. Indiscriminate kick, but it was the odds were that he may find the safe hands of a teammate. And he did. Matthew Lappin.
Kicked a goal in the first quarter. 48 metres out.
Missed some shots this quarter.
They have been missing to the right, and he's hit the post.
They still need a lift. Despite Camporelli having a fair say in the goals that Carlton have kicked this quarter, he needs to find some form in the last. Ratton's also been well held, although set up that shot at goal. And Kuda has had a very quiet half a footy since quarter time.
Geary for the Saints. Time clock ticking away in this third term. Just a minute and a half left as Fraser Gehrig finds space and a loose player in Peckett. Out wide is Plapp. He can go all the way. He can bang it long. Begley. Oh! Gee whiz, I could see that coming. Both McKay and Begley. You were just hoping they weren't going to hit that goalpost head on.
Cheese just had his eyes on the ball. You know what's coming sometimes. You know you're running back towards goal. Look at this on the replay. Tracked it all the way. That's courage. Bang. Ooh, lucky.
Shirt front of the goalpost.
Well, the goalpost will know not to get in the way next time.
Thank God for the padding. Fletcher. High ball. Lappin. The floater. Koutafidis. Too tall. Fletcher runs hard from half back. Opens it up. Lappin. Prendergast needs support. Plunkett was there. Just hit the behind post for a boundary throw-in, so a chance for the Blues. Just 30 seconds left in this third term.
Well, Saints need to man up here and man up aggressively.
Everett. It's the front of the pack which has really hurt the Saints at those boundary throw-ins.
Well, they're losing them in traffic at the moment. Those setups, Kev, for the stop players. You've got to be so careful that you get to the defensive side of your opponent. You identify who you're accountable for, but really you've just got to drop someone out and sweep it to the defensive side of the contest if there's any element of doubt.
The Blues by 14 points, and the Saints have just got to hold up this passage of play. They're going at three-quarter time with
well done.
The chance of overhauling the Blues in that final term, and Everett happy enough to concede the behind.
That was good play by Big Spider. He's been very good today.
Peckett short as the siren will sound. Knowles comes away from the back pocket. So it's all set up for a very interesting last quarter. The Saints hit the front in that third term. The Blues have hit back, and at three-quarter time they'll lead 14-11-95. The Saints 12-8-80.
Well, the Saints in that quarter, they bit again, but just their own mistakes brought them undone. The Blues unable to capitalise in total, but they still go to the break with a 15-point lead. So the work ahead of the Saints still. They're getting enough of the ball. Can they make the Blues pay? We'll find out after the break.
For the Saints. He saved the game for them to half-time. Can he win it after half-time?
Start of the last quarter at Colonial Stadium. The Blues 14-11-95. They lead by 15 points. The Saints 12-8-80. And the Blues trying to keep alive their chances of making the top four. So important as Camporelli continues just to work hard. He's starting to tear the Saints apart. Hume into the pocket for Vola. Well, it all depends on his kicking. 3 straight behinds in that third term. He has been the focal point up forward since half-time. He's been the go-to man.
He reads the play very well as a full forward. He looks quite natural there. He finds the space efficiently well enough, and he presents himself well enough. It's just the finishing, as we said on a number of occasions today, 3 behinds in the last quarter, just lets him down.
Favola from just inside 50. This is a better kick. Hammers it home.
Well, that'll give him a bit of confidence.
That was a beautiful kick, which suggests that if he gets his technique right, he's got the power there to kick long goals. Just got to get the technique right, and like any golfer who tomorrow morning will be looking to win the PGA Championship over the United States, get your technique right and just duplicate it time and time and time again. It's replication.
Make it sound so easy, Jared.
Well, it is easy, but getting the technique right is the hard bit.
Exactly.
And then you've got to deal with 3-foot putts.
Now's a testing time for the Saints. Can they play out this final quarter? They've been competitive. Kudafides to Camporelli, the old firm in action. Goes wide, looking for Whitnell. A very good third term after struggling in that second quarter. Wolf to Hutchton. Cross half back. Seemed to be caught in 2 minds. Baker.
Good move.
Did well. To the half-forward line, McKay, the consummate defender. Big fist of the ball. Kudafides hits the target. Ratton fires the ball wide. Finds Silvani, who drills it. Lappin goes to ground. He wants a free kick.
No, he couldn't, could you? Well, as long as he dragged the ball into himself, Kobe. I'm interested in your thoughts here. Watching it, it appeared that he's full on top of the ball and been held over it well. Much opportunity there.
Beaumont.
I reckon it wasn't a bad decision in the finish, Fish.
Do you?
Yeah, he just jumped on top of it.
Thumped away by Hutchton.
Tough,
didn't make much of an attempt to get it out, I suppose.
Tough for the player making the play for the footy, but
if you fall on the ball,
you're in trouble.
You've got to knock the ball out with the one motion. If you go to ground in a contest, then the umpires will give you a chance. Baker. Good enough to get the handball away. Moyle, just a shrug of the shoulders, sets it up to Trianides from half back. The Saints continue to run. In trouble. Hamill was put under fierce pressure. And Hickmott's kick has been marked by Spider Everett, who's booted 3 goals. Has been very good for the Saints again today. Begley, penetrating kick. Looking for Kashitsky. Milne loves to take him on. Across the face. And McKay keeps it alive. And Hume on the rebound. A casual bounce. Weighs up the options. Looks for Whitnell in front. Too strong, too big, too good.
Got some options up the middle, have Carlton.
Bradley on the charge. Loves to carry the ball, the general.
Free kick.
And Lappin will take the free kick. It was being held by Aussie Jones.
Was there 2 good mates, Lappin and Aussie Jones.
And I think that Carlton supporter agrees with the umpire. Yes, just reinforcing it.
Gee.
Reinforcing it.
I didn't know David Parker was sitting in the grandstand. I thought he'd bet the Hawthorn game.
Oh, dear.
Matthew Lappin has kicked a goal in the first quarter, hit the post in the third term. From just 25 metres out, he's a goal kicker. Not on this occasion. He just throws the head back. He's kicked 40 goals for the season. You would expect him to kick that.
You would. There's our friend in the crowd, catching his breath before the next barrage.
Aussie Jones takes the long option. Everett's the target. Porter did well, got a fist of the ball. Franchina, hands and knees. Houlihan scoops it up and has been pinged.
He may well go down, that supporter, as the most pumped up supporter of the year.
Well, that's what football's about.
Yeah.
It's a passionate game. You've got to get involved if you barrack for your side.
I think there was a couple of challenges.
It's a tribal game.
It is. When the Swans got done by the Bombers, there was a few Bomber supporters making a big challenge late in the season.
Hamill Has really stood up today. He's enjoyed this contest against his former teammates. Trianides finds Fraser Gehrig. Saints are not gone yet from outside of 50. Gehrig pumps it home. Pumps it home.
Well, great goal. Gehrig's just ventured forward there outside 50, and it's a great finish. Big long kick. He's capable of doing that. Well, it'll be a hotly contested competition, the most pumped up supporter, Jerry, but
just his second goal for the season too, to Fraser Gehrig. Of course, has been really playing in defence for the Saints this year.
No, he's just gone forward now. So Grant Thomas not prepared just to submit the game. He's going to try and win it. We've got Kaczynski forward, we've got Hamill forward still, of course, Gehrig's forward, and the dangerous Milne. So he's going to try and win the game.
So Grant Thomas, two good players in defence, Kaczynski and also Aaron Hamill, and Fraser Gehrig has gone forward. Hamill, of course, has been there, virtually a lone hand on the forward line. Now he gets some support. Plapp, big fist from behind. Callaghan has been a good pickup for the Saints. Has worked hard all season. And Aussie Jones, some run out of defence, sets it up to Knowles. The Saints are coming. Peckett drills it, looking for Milne. Desperate play that time by Manton.
Beautiful
Silvani, always great under pressure as Beaumont bangs the ball back. Only to find Aussie Jones. You get the feeling if the Saints can get another one, this game is not over.
They've got their good players down there. They've got to get it in.
Baker, Everett, and Koutafidis. He's just been cruising around the ground, but he's had it 21 times. He's taken 5 marks. Hume at half-back.
Bradley on his own.
The Blues by 16 points. Bradley has marked on centre wing. 22 possessions today and 9 marks. Freeborn. Favola was on a long lead. Whitnell wants it in the pocket. He's going to be the target. Can take it on the second grab. Plapp under pressure and finally forces the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Geez, he nearly made a mill of it, young Plappy there. He went inboard to see what was on offer. Nothing there. Fortunately, found the boundary. Bit lucky to get away with it.
Porter has been doing most of the ruck work today with Matthew Allen off early with what appears to be a groin. Here's danger. Camporelli has missed. So a let off for the Saints.
Bit of a let off KB. He doesn't miss too many of those Camporelli when he's got that sort of time, but another let off. It gives the Saints another sniff. They've just got to work it forward, as we see Kaczynski on the bench having a stretch. Get some scoreboard pressure back on the Blues.
Well, that's a blow. Let's hope it's not an injury, because he's had it 20 times and he's taken 8 marks.
Been very good.
Not quite certain whether or not he's got a bit of tightness or soreness, but I'm certain they need him back on the field.
Yep.
Baker to the run of Thompson. Puts it over the line on the full. Just under 14 minutes left in this final quarter. 15-13, 103. Carlton, St Kilda 13-8, 86. Silvani will find space. Blues player is Hume. Shares it with Fletcher. Then bangs the ball. Here's Kuda. Too big and too strong. He's a man mountain. And if Carlton can get into the finals, which they certainly will do, if they get in the top 4 and Kuda just lets himself completely go,
anything could happen.
Still, I don't reckon this year he's actually really let himself go. He bangs it home, kicks a goal.
He's had a couple of belters, KB, but you're right.
Just been playing, I think, just within himself. Not quite
well,
certain.
He reached sublime form last year, didn't he? He got to the level where few players ever get to, where he was just controlling the competition. He was unstoppable, playing through the midfield and going forward. And then he ran into a posterior cruciate leg injury, and well, he has never been quite the same since, but confidence seems to have, after he had that week off a few weeks ago
with the groin,
he's just starting to head forward in his form.
So a bit of a respite
lovely
for the Blues. Everett, of course, to Thompson. High ball. Gehrig looks dangerous. Clapp stands his ground. Big thump away. Thompson can kick it off the ground. Kicks a goal.
Well, they made a meal of that, the Blues, didn't they? Gehrig swooped. He's done. The kick was correct. A teammate in the corridor there, I think it was Platt, as you see the kick come in.
That was great vision by Fraser Gehrig.
It was.
He saw Platt. It was a centering kick.
And it's been brought to the front of the contest, which again is good football by Platt.
The Blues there to kick the ball off the ground.
Popped out. Yeah, he certainly did. Need to force it through. St Kilda live on.
Mark McClure there with Grant Thomas. Stewie Lowe also in the box. Spider Everett and Koutafidis just starting to control the game. Camporelli. This time Hutchton has read it well. Callaghan wants it short. Chipping in is James Begley. And pulled off the ball. They're the mistakes that really, really hurt. Camporelli, the tackler is Callaghan. He wants a free kick. He'll get a ball up.
Should have been a free kick to Carlton. He was paid a mark. He went back. He played on. Then he didn't dispose of the ball. He missed it. It was a fresh air shot. And that is...
You've got to dispose of the ball by hand or by foot. And if you don't do that, then it's a free kick. Now he goes to play on here. It's caught. That's it. That's a free kick. Ball up on centre wing. Porter tries to muscle in on Everett. Taken over the line by Moyle.
Gee, Spider's ruck work today has been super impressive. He's actually now, as a ruckman, endeavouring at every opportunity to create something with his tap work.
Space behind here.
Blues by 17 points in front of 34,521 fans. Too high.
Bit of interest being given to Hamill each time he gets the footy.
Begley, take two to the half-forward line. Fraser Gehrig worked his way to the front. Knowles. Young can mark it. Now, he played in the VFL yesterday. Was one of the best players. He's mainly just been on the bench all day.
Well, he's obviously the only role that Matthew Young could play today after playing a full game yesterday, picking up 27 odd possessions for Springvale Scorpions. He's more of a burst player today. And if he gets a goal here, then you could safely argue he's been a player with some impact.
He plays Robbie Powell on the side, and Young has drilled it. Don't go away.
No, don't go away just yet. There's only 11 points in it, and the Blues just can't shake him. They're doing what they can for the Saints all day. It's a credit to them. They haven't let the Blues get too far away, and well, they just keep biting back, and it's enjoyable to watch. It's a good finish by Matthew Young there. Good kick.
What about Kazitsky getting him back on for the last couple of minutes, Kev?
Well, he's on the boundary line now, warming up. Let's hope so.
I'll tell you something about Kazitsky. He covers a lot of ground for a big fella.
Oh, he does.
And he's a good kick.
Runs himself into the ground, but...
Ratton. Koutafidis. Putting his mark on the game. Koutafidis kicks a goal.
Well,
how do you stop that?
Well, when you're after someone to stand up and make a mark, or just say, well, if you want it, you're going to have to come. You're going to have to get through me to get it. Look at that, Ratton with the feed. That was a one-hand gather there, Jared.
Oh, well, he's
could have sworn.
Two of the best players in the competition.
What a combination.
Koutafidis. Ratton's had another brilliant year. Kuta, as we've discussed, has been a bit quiet at times, but some good signs over the last couple of weeks.
Koutafidis now starting to really extend himself. 27 possessions, 6 marks, and he's bid at 2 goals, both coming in this last quarter. Young goes wide, Traianides. The Saints keep on coming. Aussie Jones on 50. Is this the answer? Aussie Jones kicks a goal.
It's cramp.
What exciting footy. Just had Koutafidis say, come and get it. And what an answer.
Great answer by the Saints.
Since we haven't seen Aussie kick a goal like that since his All-Australian year and the grand final year.
What about the hard running? Good hard running there. That's and he's only just inside 50. Geez, it's fantastic to watch it full flight.
Plenty of time on the time clock. It's over 10 minutes left in this game. The Blues 17-13, 115. The Saints 16-8, 104. It's 11-point ball game, and the Saints into attack. Thompson pumps it down. Hamill wants a free kick, but Silvani is the master of that one-on-one. Goes wide, finds Freeborn. St Kilda fans are unhappy as Freeborn pumps the ball down. Hickmott stands his ground, and a great grab. A one-hander. Some action behind play.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on that, but it seems to have settled down, KB.
Bradley goes short and finds Fletcher.
Hamill letting Steve Silvani know that there might have been something more in that.
I think Steve Silvani letting Hamill know a few things as well.
Well, I tell you what, Hamill had him by the jumper.
Did.
So it was good umpiring. They paid the mark to Silvani. Fletcher. This is a beautiful kick. It's a super kick.
Top game of footy. It's goal for goal in this final term, and whilst the Blues strike back, St Kilda certainly not out of it.
Well, this is what hurts the Saints, I think. It's just that quick response. They really need to get one goal, the next goal after Jones put the one through, but a couple of consecutive goals to the Saints, you reckon they're a genuine chance to pinch the game, but they need to string them. That was a good goal by Fletcher. It was a wonderful strike of the ball.
It's a shootout at Colonial Stadium. 4 goals apiece in this last quarter. Just over 9 minutes left. The Blues by 17 points, and Koutafidis having a huge influence on the game now. Saints go forward. Plapp is caught. Ball up just outside 50. Beaumont the tackler. Hume comes off. Plunkett comes on for the Blues. Koutafidis. Too big, too strong, too good. Ratton looks for Hickmott, front of the pack. Lappin, danger man, pulled off the ball. Young. Great vision, finds Trianides, needs clean hands. Ratton over the top. It's a ball up.
Well, it's hot. You can just feel the game. Maybe Jared stepping up another gear as the in the run home.
James Begley.
Those hands
on screen just couldn't quite.
He was put under pressure, wasn't he? The handball from Trianides just didn't hit the target.
Didn't hit the target. Trianides, Plunkett just on the field. Some fresh legs. Knowles from the half-back line. Finds Plapp. They want some run. Moyle. Inside 50. Franchina.
Milne.
Trianides taking the ground. Beaumont comes away from half-back for the Blues and pumps the ball back. Camporelli lifted the Blues in that third term. Got reported in the second quarter. He kicked 3 important goals. There's his partner in crime in Koutafidis. Bangs the ball back for Vola. Couldn't take it. Boundary throwing just 25 metres around from the Blues goal.
You've got to respect the fact that the moves were made. There's our mate.
He's a very enthusiastic Carlton supporter.
He's looking rather alert there, on his toes. The coach, Grant Thomas, is stuck with his risk-taking. Just get to leave the ground, but Gary, forward, admirable stuff.
Trying to rev up the supporter base there behind the goals. Whitnell. They lock horns. Hickmott. Desperate. Peckett. To Thompson. Should find his mark. Does so in Beetham. It's play on at all costs for the Saints. Beetham carries the ball. It's a poor kick. Callaghan tried to kick it off the ground. Franchina caught. Was that a throw? Beetham caught. Strong tackle by Ratton. Actually, a few players have been heavily dumped today.
Yep.
In the tackle, they've really driven them into the ground. Ratton on screen. "15 possessions today to Brett Ratton as Callaghan sees the ball over the line for a toss back in.
Curtis cracked it up to 30 possessions, Kevin. Hickmott with 20. He continues to just get the possessions.
Usual suspects, isn't it? Bradley with 25. Camperali's 20. Camperali got 25.
6.5 minutes left, so still time for the Saints. Manton building the wall. Blues by 17 points. Beaumont has spent some time on the interchange bench. Short to Hickmott. He'll go wide. He's got the run of McKay and Bradley. Young has to close quickly, does it well. Great defensive play. Bradley wants a free kick. He'll get a boundary throw in. A look of despair.
Well, it didn't appear not once was Matthew Young's eyes off the ball.
Capuano on the boundary line, ready to come on for the Saints. Koutafidis. What presence! What presence by Koutafidis!
He's missed. What a starter. He's good signs, Kevin. Should be bringing some joy to the hearts of every Blue supporter.
Well, I said to you early in the game, he seemed to be cruising around, but he has really let himself go now.
Just running himself into something, some great form.
Trianides off, Capuano on.
Using his strength too in the packs. Pushing guys out of the way, bouncing off others.
It's a sign with him, isn't it, Jared, when he hangs onto the ball?
Yeah.
This is a dangerous kick. Looking for Young. Whitnell made it a real strong contest. Lose by 18 points, just under 6 minutes left. It's been a tough day at the office for Carlton. Have to win today to keep alive their chances for a top 4. Koutafidis.
Look at him go.
He's been unbelievable, Koutafidis. And finally slapped through for a behind. He's just taken over this game.
Yep. Well, the game's there to be won. He's been the man that stood up for Carlton, hasn't he? He's got it by the scruff of the neck.
Well, at the moment, he looks like Superman. Better find some kryptonite.
He might have Superman covered at this stage.
He can jump higher.
He can fly
run
a lot
faster.
further.
Leap tall buildings in a single bound. Peckett. Saints trail by 19 points. Time clock is ticking away. They've been very brave today. Danger. Wolf keeps it alive. Hutchton. They've set up the loose player. Blake to the run of Begley. Edge of the centre square. Everett has to grab it. Great judgment by McKay. This can hurt the Saints on the rebound. It's a transfer of play. Camperali. Short to Whitnell. To Plunkett. Carlton players running to space. Favola chipping in his freeborn. You've got to hurt the opposition when you take it around one side of the ground, because when they bring it out around the other side, Paul, you really can be hurt.
You certainly can. And that's Lappin coming off. The Hawhan just
the knee.
leading Hamill.
Oh, that would have hurt.
That stings there. But you're right, KB. St Kilda's had a real golden opportunity, and Begley did the right thing with a long penetrating kick. But his teammate Everett ran under it and paid on the way out, they did.
Freeborn from 48 metres. That's a beautiful kick. There's a great kick.
I think I might have done the Raptors run, Kev.
What is the game?
That is a magnificent kick from Scott Freeborn, and I reckon there'll be some doubt about Matthew Lappin for next week, because that was one of the best corkies we've seen on display for a while. That knee would have gone right into the thigh, and that will bleed and that'll hurt. Have a look at this.
Ouch.
It would have hurt.
He hasn't got a lot of padding either.
No, not at all.
Matty.
Well, he's still running around, Jared.
Yeah,
trotting up and down.
Hasn't bled a lot just yet, Kev. Give it about 3 hours and see how he's travelling.
Lose by 25 points. Plunkett. Inside 50 for Carlton. Big fist away. Peckett. Great tackle by Hickmott. One of the best in the business.
I think Grant Thomas would be pleased that whilst the Saints are going to go down, they haven't dropped their bundle. That they've forced Carlton to go right up to their very best to take the game away from them. Some really good signs for the future, and they'll be well pleased with their work rate.
And Koutafidis, of course, has had to bear his chest with the big S on it.
I wonder what he does during the day. Is he working at the Herald Sun?
That's where he works.
Could be Mike Sheehan.
It is Mike Sheehan. Hamill in defence. He's worked hard today. He's had it 17 times. He's kicked a goal. He's taken 6 marks. to Young. Playing his second game in 2 days. Played yesterday in the VFL. Robbie Powell pulled out for St Kilda. Bradley had it and lost it. Moyle on hands and knees. Young is there as well. Aussie Jones, Begley, they'll share it around. Callaghan. Spider's going to be the target. They missed his lead. It's a high ball. And McKay takes it in front. Hamill from behind. Franchina got support from Whitnell. That's a great kick, Hickmott. Hard man to match up on. Favola. It's got him in his sights. Wolf has to back. Favola needs a bounce and gets it. He's kicked 4.
Well, I'd say the sealer was a goal or two ago, but that has put it beyond doubt. The Blues again rebounding, finding space in their forward 50. He nearly raked that in with his one hand for Favola. He's pretty clever like that, good hands. And the spin on the ball, no doubt if that landed in the goal square, that was going home for 6 points. 4 goals, not a bad return considering he's missed a few set shots as well.
Could have got 8 today.
Yep.
Just got to get his fluency and his technique right between now and the end of the home and away.
Capuano beaten by Porter.
Look at him every time. He's taken it from the middle as Mike Sheen, or is it Superman? 4 times in this last quarter.
And then applies the tackle as well. And Camperelli just ambles through that centre square. Bangs the ball along. Houlihan can be very, very dangerous. Wolf should have taken the ball to the line. Puts it out on the full.
He's got a bit to offer too, I think, Wolf. He looks like he's got strength. He's certainly got the build. Plenty of pace. He's got good skills.
Kudafiti's just ambling down towards the goal square. Being picked up by Fraser Gehrig.
Well, they rolled the dice, the Saints, and good on them for doing so. They put their couple of their guns up forward, which exposed them in defence.
Hickmott wobbles the ball forward. His Kudafiti's, was that a shove out? Not there.
Well, the most important thing, there's not much time left in this game anyway, is Maxie Hutchison's having some trouble. Hope it's not too serious. His ankle.
Doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't look good, does it? I was just going to say they don't want a serious injury to a key player, and they certainly don't want to let this game get any further applied. We'll do it in injustice because the Saints have really been impressive in the way they've gone about their football today.
Time clock ticking away, under 2 minutes. It's been a brave effort by the Saints. They trail by 17 points at quarter time, 4 points at half time, and 15 points at 3/4 time. They now trail by 31.
Oh, free kick.
And free kick has been paid. In fact, they trail by 32 after that last behind.
Well, when you look back in this game after the season's over, Jared, and you'll see the results, and I'll tell you the Saints went down by 6 odd goals.
Yeah.
It will do it in injustice, won't it?
It will, but I reckon as we have a look at the injury to Max Hostin,
There it is there.
I would think he looked as if he stepped on Lance Whitnell, and that's caused him to roll his ankle. Not a good sign for him adding to his games tally. That's his 100th game today. Maybe he'll miss next week with that injury.
Houlihan.
Great kick.
2 goals in the second term. Now 1 in the last quarter. He's got 3 for the game.
Well, the Saints just opened the door a bit. It's last, as you see Maxie there getting carried off. As Kosicki comes back on the ground. One would wonder why he's been off for 10 or so minutes. They'd have their reasons, of course. But they just opened the door for the Blues, and guys like Kudafiti's, they just have, over the course of 4 quarters, just have too much strength, too much power, and too much class, I suppose. It's had its toll on the brave Saints.
Well, they got within 11 points in this last quarter, St Kilda, so they'd be disappointed. It's now blown out to 38 points. Here's Plunkett. Goes forward for Vola. And Wolf this time. Jared just spoke about him. Looks like he could be a promising player after starting his career with the Western Bulldogs. Moyle. There's a lot to like about St Kilda today. Inside 50. Freeborn just squeezes out the handball to Fletcher, to Plunkett. So they'll overlap. Franchina finds Beaumont. Looks for Ratton.
Oh, good grab. Good kick too.
Hits the ground running and finds Favola.
On the silver service. The silver platter came out. Beaumont to Brett Ratton, and then Ratton was thought he'd just continue it on.
Left foot. Some of the foot passing skills we've seen on display today have been absolutely tremendous. As a full forward, you can't ask much more than that.
Favola going for goal number 5 from right on 50. The reaction from the goals tell the story. That man on screen has got 5.
Well, he's been, we've said it before, he's been very good. He's just a natural leader. He reads the play very well from downfield. He's held his lead very well. He's waited until he's seen the eyes of Brett Ratton. He's off. And he led to space, and he's just had too much space to work into. I think in their endeavours to be accountable, St Kilda, they've been unable to give their backline as much of a chop out as it would dearly love against players of that calibre, Whitnell, Favola and the like.
Well, Grant Thomas will be disappointed because in the last 5 or 6 minutes it's blown out now to 44 points, and the Saints have been a lot better than that today. And here's Koutafidis. This time just couldn't get past Hamill.
They're 12 goal kickers today, the Blues. It's one of the secrets to their strength. They have got players that they can rotate around to get them on the scoreboard.
Well, there it is. The Blues, in the end, big winners. 22-16, 148. To St Kilda, 16-8, 104. 44 points as they go up and shake hands with their old teammate Aaron Hamill, who fought his heart out today for the Saints. Wasn't enough because as the Blues had men like this. Anthony Koutafidis, totally awesome as the game wore on. Matthew Lappin looks okay. He got a knock on the leg, but he should be all right. Goes up to the old housemate, Ozzie Jones. And they know the words to the song, don't they? Good day for the Blues in the end. 7 goals. They'll look back on this and at handy percentage in that position. Already pretty good anyway. But, Jared, the Saints are getting closer to being the sort of side that maybe they potentially can be over the next 12 months.
Well, they've got a lot of work to do, obviously, on a number of their young kids. That's going to take some time and some teaching. They're going to get a couple of extra picks in the draft as Max Hudson comes off. A sad way to finish his 100th game with a torn ligament of the ankle, I'd suggest. But not all is lost for St Kilda. There's plenty of reason for hope. It's going to take a couple of years. But they do look to have some real quality among their list at the moment, including that young man, Justin Kazitsky, who was a start at 3/4 time. He ran out of juice, or he got a slight injury. We're not sure which, but Kevin, you would have to say he is one of the players that St Kilda look to the future to build a strong side around.
Yes, and disappointing Nick Riewoldt not playing these last few games of the season as well. But Carlton in the end, Wayne Britton leading off the Blues. That man on screen really flexed his muscles today, Anthony Koutafidis. He's a superstar. But in the end, Carlton too good. 22 goals, 16, 148 have defeated St Kilda 16-8, 104.